Hi, I'm Simon Alexander Ong. I help organizations and individuals transcend perceived limitations so they can see how gifted and powerful they truly are. The average attention span for humans is said to be 8 seconds, according to many studies I've seen. What's more interesting about this statistic is that the average attention span for goldfish is 9 seconds. So the average attention span for humans is 1 second shorter than that of a goldfish. And that means in today's society, focus is becoming the biggest differentiator between those living a mediocre life and those living a truly fulfilled life. And that is the focus on what's most important and the ability to focus on those areas. The former CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, once said that every 2 days we generate the same amount of information as there's been since the dawn of civilization to 2013. And that time is only getting shorter. You see, information isn't the problem here. Information is everywhere now. You only have to Google, YouTube, or search for something, and it is all out there for you. Information is only potential power. Where the true power lies is in the implementation, application, and execution of that knowledge. Again, the ability to focus on what's most important. So what I want to share with you are 4 factors that can help elevate your game this year to take you to that next level. Because every next level of your life demands a different you. The first is commitment. What I mean by commitment is many people are only interested in doing something, interested in changing an aspect of their life, interested in bettering their health, interested in changing job to that more fulfilling vocation. But when you're only interested in something, it shows you don't really believe in it. You don't really want it bad enough, and so you're only interested in it means it's backed by small action. And when you only do small amounts of action, how can you ever expect big results? Bold results require bold action. Now, when you're committed to something, what happens is you begin to take 100% responsibility for where you are and where you're going in life, in your journey. Now, once you take that responsibility, once you become committed, you are telling your mind, this will happen. Your mind then focuses on how. How are we going to achieve this? And the more reasons you have to do something, because reasons are the fuel in the furnace of achievement. The more reasons you have to do something, the more compelling the vision, the easier that journey becomes. Because the obstacles and challenges that you will inevitably face will pale in comparison to the grandness of that vision. The second is consistency. Consistency is important because it's not what you do once in a while that is going to make a difference in your life, but what you do daily. Your daily habits, rituals, and standards. That is what's going to make the difference. So you've got to reflect on this question. If you took your average day and repeated that average day for the next 3 or even 5 years, would that get you closer to where you would want to be? If not, what does that tell you? And what must change in order for you to get closer to where you want to be? So that's the power of consistency, the power of the daily habits, the daily routines that allow us to move closer to where we want to be. Because when you focus on the small things, the big things take care of themselves. The third factor is persistence. Now, whenever you begin a new journey, try something new, there's a high probability you will fail. But that failure is not the important part. What's more important than the actual event of failure is how you see it, how you interpret it, and how you react to it. There is no good or bad, sad or happy, problem or opportunity. The world just is. But the meaning and the definition that you attach to it will define how you react to it. Because attitude is the one thing that we do have control over. And that can make a big difference between giving up and being a catalyst to where you could be. The fourth factor, so we've touched on commitment, consistency, persistence, and the last one is key to build momentum, to keep focused on this journey, and that is your environment. Your environment is important because it is that creates the energy required to last, to overcome the obstacles, and to be part of a journey in which personal growth is an integral part of your success. So what do I mean by environment? Now, environment can mean a multitude of things. Firstly, who you surround yourself with. Now, in the past, that might have meant just offline. Who I spend my time with at home, who I spend my time with catching up with on weekends or during the weekdays, after work, at lunchtimes. But now, in today's digital economy, your environment is also who you follow on social media, what you read on social media, what you listen to, who you listen to, which books you read, and the environment that you surround yourself with when you are not hanging around with friends, family, or acquaintances. All of this has an influence and an impact on your subconscious. I remember someone once said to me, if you want to be the healthiest person that you've ever been, hang around with 5 of the healthiest people you know. In no time, you'll be the 6th. If you want to be the most successful person you know, hang around with 5 of the most successful people in your circle. In no time, you'll be the 6th. So reflect now on how you can optimize your environment, how you can raise the standards in your environment. Because when you surround yourselves with people that can hold you to a higher standard, that can challenge you but support you in your journey, then you are creating a platform and a foundation where success will become inevitable. So those are the 4 factors: commitment, persistence, consistency, and environment. Now I want to finish with a short parable. And this parable centers around a master and apprentice. So a master is sitting on a ledge overlooking a beautiful forest. And the apprentice walks up to the master and says, "Master, when was the best time to plant a tree?" As they both gaze at the forest ahead of them. The master turns back to the apprentice and says, 20 years ago, my apprentice, was the best time to plant these trees. The apprentice, after a thoughtful moment, looks back at the master and says, what if I've missed my moment? What if I've missed my chance? When is the next best time? The master looks back at the apprentice and says, well, the second best time is now. Now, you may not have been ready years ago to have begun your journey, to have taken these steps. But what if today, with the knowledge, the insights, and the wisdom that you're gaining, this can be the moment where you plant your tree? Because in 5, 10, 15 years' time, would you rather look back and say, I'm so glad I started then? Or say, I wish I had started then? Now, to finish, Reflect on this question as you begin each day. Fourth, what choices, what decisions, what habits would I embrace if I was already the person I want to be tomorrow?